Hey everybody, uh, me here, trying to understand why this ran so good one way and so terrible next. Let's not worry about that. Let's go right to what's happening, which is Empire Total War, and I have a Native American army, Plains Nations, and a row of tribesmen. And I'm going to throw some warriors behind there, and I'm going to throw some warrior society behind there. Now, I know nothing about this game. Don't worry about that. As musketeers take up the front, and then I was trying to decide where to put my cav, and I ended up throwing the tribal gunners out there. Now, I know my opponent's French. Here's my general. I know my opponent is French, and that's about told him good game. He actually asked me about the two different types of French flags that can be found in the game, and why there's a royal flag and why there's like sort of a democratic free France or Napoleonic France. As you can see, I gotta run this on fairly low graphics. I was trying to figure out if this was gonna crash or not before. So my French opponent, the zombie. We've got core guys on horse, just a ton of light infantry right there. More guard on horse, line infantry, and then way out there, more line, and then here, the general. So I noticed right away, no bodyguard. I mean, sorry, no cannon. Like, no cannon whatsoever for European army. And I plains Indians, so I wasn't going to take offered to me, which were basically when these guys quite so obviously take mounted cannon, mobile cannon. Here's the horse. Now, I gotta tell you the truth, knowing very little about the actual game itself, knowing some about history but very little about the game, I just thought I'd play it for fun. So, first move, I sort of threw my cavalry off to my left because he is shifting his whole army off to my left, his right. You can see him sidestepping this way. There's actually cavalry way out there. I forgot about that. You see his general's not even moving. I don't know what that's about, but I'm not worried. The musket men, they're really just for me to fodder it up. No lie. I'm probably them to some degree, but this is an all Native American army. So here we go with the first step outs. I kicked my cavalry way out to the flank there, and you can see my musket men are engaging. I'm willing to shoot out this line infantry. The important thing is pin them down. If we can pin them down while the rest of the army moves up, I can jump them physically. And because his army's so spread out, this is what I was kind of playing for, is to separate his units. So here comes my horse. We're just going to get in there and get some shots off first. You see he's not moving his horse over here. I don't know what was going on there, so I decided to just take advantage of this. I brought more muskets, and then I'm throwing some tribesmen in. I'm trying to sneak them in and get them into hand-to-hand as soon as possible. The rest of my army, now that I've got this separated, I just want to line up across from him. I notice he's not pressing me. You can see we broke this French unit of line here, and now we're working on the other two. And at this point, yeah, his horse got active, so we ran off. We buggered off. That's fine. He sends his horse in anyway to eat a musketman unit. I'm forcing the hand-to-hand issue deep into his line here while we shoot it out with horsemen. We're getting great shots on these horsemen. I didn't even realize this during the battle. And yeah, it looks like we're going to clean up his horse on this flank. Again, we're at a giant standoff here. I want to hold the rest of his army while I destroy this part of it. What I didn't realize was how tough his line infantry would be in hand-to-hand. And they tore me up, boy. I don't know if I should have been shooting into this or not shooting into this, but they broke us. So with his horse units kind of pushed off and mine sort of in the fray, I kind of resorted to shooting on this end. You can see we got into it with his horse deep in the lines there. And again, I'll bring up hand-to-hand units, but he's already breaking. So yeah, we want to shoot it out here now, I guess. And this might be somewhere around here is where things go south on this flank. And I think my general gets killed. You can see we pursue way too far in to the rest of his army, and he gets some good shots on us. So I try to roll it up here. We want to hit this line infantry with what these Indians are doing here, roll them up, and the rest of my army is now sidestepping because his is sidestepping, and I'm mirroring him while I continue to try and work on these French regiments who are just utterly surrounded. You can see these poor lads are being shot, and in the background we're just chopping this other regiment up real good. Very nice. Still mirroring his army, and you can see he's brought 2 units of line closer. Yeah, one of the things I do wrong is you can see my general is really up close. He should be like further back. He's not. Down goes another infantry regiment. You can see we've chewed these guys up, 17 out of 40. This is it. This is where I throw in the general for some silly reason. And he dies almost instantly. And I did notice this, but, you know, I tried to ignore the fact my general was dead. Because we've crushed that part of his army. And now I'm trying to reform while he remaneuvers this way. Because I figured he'd want to fire into the blob. If I pursued, he would just fire into us as a blob. So instead, I'm retiring to my flank and collecting up with the rest of the Indians. Warrior Society. There's some marksmen mixed in here. You can see he's also taking the opportunity to regroup, but that's actually fine by me. It's all line infantry now. His cavalry's gone. Mine exists, but you can see 7 to 15 and 10 to 15 roughly handled. One of those units, very roughly handled. All right, musketmen are moving back out again because now we're gonna repeat the tactic, rinse and repeat if we can. We're gonna try and shoot up some French and pin them down, and then we want to rush them in hand to hand. I think my mistake here is that I tried to engage the entire French army, and I should have grouped the hand-to-hand elements to hit just these 3 regiments. Instead, I'm over-ambitious, and I decide to hit all these regiments together. This is 3, 5, yeah, 7. You can see we've got the firefight going now. My musketmen are much cheaper than his line infantry, so I'll take those hits every day. And I'm trying to absorb his volleys from my hand-to-hand guys. But again, I think my mistake was going across the whole line. And with the general dead, you know how it is. So epic charge time. And this is where it just gets ugly. Yeah. You can see he's trying to fall, but he's also trying to intercept with part of his units. He hit every single unit. Everywhere. Some units seem to get out of the way here, but that's fine. And the musketmen continuing to do their thing. And without a general, this is what happens. Brutal. I mean, there's some units here. Look, 33 out of 40 and they broke. Ugh. And they're not coming back, so. Musketmen doing what they can. We're picking away at some French here. At some point, I literally wanted to concentrate fire, but you know. Without the hand-to-hand elements, which is the bulk of the army, the musketmen aren't shit. These French regulars. My opponent, sensing blood, the French bandit. These are the more hardcore elements of my army, so. And I throw in the musketmen, because when you don't have ammo, you might as well go. Yeah, this isn't gonna be a good one. Boys. Yeah. Yeah, the diehard elements. The musket men are not diehards, by the way, in any sense. It's the warrior society guys, and in particular, we chop them up. Oh, look at the drummer man. Fight, drummer boy. You run. Run, man. Just run. Run. My opponent does the right thing. He keeps his army as together as he can. Right? And he starts doing things like this. And this is his general. So, I mean, I risked mine. He risks his. Boom, man. Boom. Right into the back of the warrior society. And that's going to be endgame. Pretty much no question about it. Oof. I was joking with him in the chat, you know. Kill them all if you have to. They're diehards. I can't control them anymore. I think we might kill his general in this combat, but at this point it doesn't matter because they're regulars. Maybe that's his general and I never did kill him. Let's see. Yeah, I think so. Should never have gotten this close to us. It's unfortunate. Throw another regiment in with the bayonet. I would not have done this. I would have backed away, actually. Knowing we possess no guns whatsoever. Simply would have backed away. But again, this is for fun. This is not... It's not a demonstration. You can see he's firing anyway. I love it. And now they're coming in with the bayonet. And that, sir, will be the end of that. So good game to my opponent. I mean, it was awesome. It was a pretty awesome game. He and I laughed about it for a minute at the end there. So yeah, zombiebasher. 396 to 300. So I mean, I took a chunk out of his army. He only deployed 438. So if you do the math there, it sucked to be in his army. They won, but it was setting. And then he just shot us to pieces there. Look at that. A lot of guys ran away, but yeah, he shot us to pieces. Moral of the story, don't get your general killed right away. But that has been the Empire Total War replay that I managed to rig up just now that I'm quite excited with if I check the sound and the sound works out. And if it does, I'm leaving that in because screw it. It's like 10:45 at night and I just wanted to see it work. So thanks for watching.